I can't, I mean, it was just a nightmare is all it was. You seen bodies and houses torn apart. And you just can't describe it. I'm sorry.
Alright.
And like I said, we had no warning whatever to even get out or anything. But I didn't lose none of my family. That was the most important thing. We was given help through the Red Cross after the flood. It was hard getting established again. But if there's anything you want to ask me, I'll be willing to tell you what I can.
So you weren't expecting the dam to break at all?
No, we had no warnings whatever. Only thing we know, when I took my children out of the house, my husband, he went across, we lived in behind the railroad track. My husband, he went across the railroad track to try to get something out because it happened at 8 something in the morning. Well, he went across the track to make sure some of the neighbors, weren't still in the bed. And he told me to put the children in the car and get them. We lived off the main road. Told me to take them up on this little blanket before we come down into the house. So when I got my kids in the car, I seen we had a big ballpark in front of our house. Kids play with it all the time. And but whenever I was pulling out of my driveway, they were a wall of water. It was probably 20 foot high coming across that ball field up toward us. It took our house, which I've got pictures of the house, some pictures of the damage and thing that was done during the railroad ties was tore up, roads was destroyed, bridges was destroyed, homes, people. We lost 52 people out of our little community there at Lovedale. That was the highest rated. But whenever I walked out of the house to get the police was going across the bridge. They had no siren going, wasn't giving out no nothing. But the only thing we seen was just whenever the wall under the debris and everything, water, it just took out bridges, houses, and everything. We got people out of the water for all that day long. We went to the company store. They opened up the company store for us for food and water and clothing if we needed. Told us to get whatever we needed. We built a farm on the bank up there where we was at. We kept a lawnmower going all day. It was snowing and raining. And the man that worked with my husband, he come and got my kids the next day, or that evening, took them to his house. And so we just started walking the next day to get out of there. But because they brought a truck in from on another route across the mountain to pick up survivors thing. But where me and my husband wasn't with my children that time, the friend of ours, they wouldn't let him take our children because we had no idea where they was. We didn't even have no idea if they was even there trying to take out people. They took all the people over to the man high school and kept in, but just so happened that my oldest brother-in-law, he lived at Ackerville. We come to his house. But he had been out all night looking for us. Yeah.
Do you think the coal company was one?
The coal company? Oh yeah, they were living wrong. They should have. They know 2 or 3 ways we got the understanding. They know they was checking on that dam the day before the flood even happened, but they still didn't give out nothing for nobody to try to get out of there or anything. They just let it go. So I'm glad now that we're not allowed to build up those ponds like that no more, which they did. Could have, made the regulations now that they couldn't be built like that no more because it had rained for probably a week before. And it wasn't nobody's fault really But I guess it's just God's will, you know, if it happened. Well, it did, never know the way it did, but the only thing that it was, they knew beforehand that there was danger of that happening.
Mhm.
So the people should have been warned. At least give them a chance to die out. Well, we wasn't. We wasn't warned whatever.
So you do think it was an act of God?
Well, not entirely. The coal company was more responsible for it than the God was, because they was the ones that built it. And they're the one that didn't give out no information on it or nothing. So I put more blame on them than all it on God. So, I mean, I know disasters happen.
Mm-hmm. Naturally.
Well, we're going to have natural disasters, but according to the way I see it, they could have put, preventive action out, warn people ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
If they could have, they was 125 people killed in that flood. And they, like I said, Lovedale, 52 of them was my neighbors and friends. So they, I hold the company responsible. I don't hold God responsible. I know everybody meant to die when they're meant to die, but I just don't, I hold them more responsible.